For a greater than 0 and epsilon greater than 0, delta epsilon a comma epsilon of t, delta epsilon of a comma t, in other words delta epsilon of t minus a, something like h of t minus a, is defined like this: 1 by 2 epsilon whenever a minus epsilon less than t is less than a plus epsilon, 0 otherwise, 0 otherwise. Now what is the graph of this Dirac delta function? How the graph of this Dirac delta function? Now for each epsilon, delta epsilon a of t is one function. Suppose you choose a equals to 2, epsilon equal to 1 by 2. Delta 2 comma 1 by 2 is one function. Delta 1 by 2 comma 3 is another function. Delta 4 comma 3 is another function. So for different value, for different combinations of a and epsilon, you will have different functions. So let us fix a and vary epsilon and see how the graph is going to look like. So I'm going to consider one function. Okay, so call this as t-axis. This is delta. So let us a is positive. Because a is positive, I will take a somewhere here. I'll consider a somewhere here. Okay. Now choose epsilon. Let us say epsilon equal to 1. If I say epsilon equal to 1, it may be like this. When epsilon equal to 1, what is the delta epsilon? Delta epsilon of t is going to be 1 by 2. Substitute epsilon here in the function 1 by 2. So let us take this is 1 by 2. This is 1. This is 3 by 2. This is 2 and so on. So for epsilon equal to 1, delta epsilon is going to be 1 by 2 into 1 is 1 by 2. So from a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon, it has a constant function value. What is that function value? This much. Only this value. Outside a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon, what is the value? 0. There is no function defined. So it is non-zero only from minus a to a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. Is it okay? Now let us take epsilon equal to 1 by 2. If you take epsilon equal to 1 by 2, what will be that? That is half of this interval. A minus, this is a minus 1, this is a plus 1. So a minus 1 by 2 is exactly half of this. So this is a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. But if epsilon equal to 1 by 2, substitute epsilon equal to 1 by 2 here. 1 by 2 into epsilon is 1 by 2. 2 gets cancelled. What is the value you are getting? 1. So for this interval, the value is going to be 1. From where to where? A minus epsilon to a minus 1 by 2 to a plus 1 by 2. Outside the interval, it is going to be 0. Is it okay? So this is the graph of the function. Now as you see, as the interval width is decreasing, the height is increasing. Now if it is like this, if the interval is like this, then height will be increased obviously. It may be somewhere here. So as epsilon is decreasing, delta value is increasing. These are all delta functions. I'm just superimposing one on the other. This is one delta function, this is another delta function, this is another delta function, and so on. As you see, as you decrease the interval length, okay, the height is going to vary. These are all delta functions. So now we are going to see what is the transform of this delta function. Then we'll define what is this Dirac delta function. So these are all what graphs of different delta functions. Okay. Now, what is the Laplace transform of this delta function? Now, what is Laplace transform of this delta function? Delta a comma epsilon of t, or I can write it as Laplace transform of delta epsilon of t minus a. What is the definition of Laplace? 0 to infinity e power minus st, whatever the input. Input is delta epsilon of t minus a dt. That is the definition, right? But delta epsilon is defined only from a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. If you see, you are integrating from 0 to infinity in Laplace transform. But 0 to infinity becomes a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon only, because outside the interval it is going to be 0. So I can write 0 to infinity as 0 to a minus epsilon plus a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon to infinity. First integral, third integral is going to vanish. Am I right? Therefore, so I'm just writing this step here. 0 to a minus epsilon e power minus st. What is the delta value there? 0 dt plus a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon e power minus st. What is the delta value in this interval? Delta value in this interval is 1 by 2 epsilon dt from a plus epsilon to infinity e power minus s epsilon into function value is 0. So this is finally first integral 0, third integral 0, 1 by 2 epsilon is constant. So you are getting a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon e power minus st dt. And what is integration of e power minus st? E power minus st by, you are integrating with respect to t means denominator will be minus s with the limits from a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. Okay, so I'm continuing here. For Laplace of delta epsilon of t minus a is equals to, so 1 by 2 epsilon minus s can be taken out. So minus 1 by 2 s epsilon e power minus st from a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. So this is minus 1 by 2 ss epsilon upper limit is e power minus s into a plus epsilon minus lower limit is e power minus s into a minus epsilon. Now when you separate, e power minus as can be taken out, so minus e power minus as by s epsilon, e power minus epsilon minus e power minus into minus plus s epsilon, and I am taking this 2 here, and if I multiply with minus also, then e power minus as by s epsilon is into e power s epsilon minus e power minus s epsilon by 2. Can you identify this function?
Sin h is
So this is e power minus as by s epsilon sin h of s epsilon. Okay, so that is a Laplace transform of the delta function. This is the impulsive function. Okay, therefore Laplace of delta epsilon of t minus a is equals to e power minus as by s epsilon sin h of s epsilon. Okay, okay. So now we are going to use this in defining the Dirac delta function. Shall I proceed? Now how Dirac delta function is defined? Dirac delta function is defined like this. For a greater than 0, delta of t minus a, delta of t minus a is nothing but a limiting form of this impulsive functions. Epsilon tends to 0, delta epsilon of t minus a. This is the definition of delta of t minus a. But as epsilon tends to 0, what will be this? As epsilon tends to 0, this is going to be infinity. As epsilon tends to 0, this interval will keep on shrinking, and that is going to be the point A only. So as epsilon tends to 0, interval becoming the point, this rectangle becomes a line. This rectangle becomes a line. What is the height of that line? Infinity. This will go to infinity because as epsilon tends to 0. Therefore, you can define delta function like this also. Infinity whenever t equals to a, 0 whenever t not equals to a. And this is not a function in the classic sense, because our function must be real valued function or complex valued function. That means the output must be a real number or a complex number, but the output infinity is not a real number at all. Therefore this is not a regular function that you see. Okay, so it's a special function, so which gives an infinite amount of force at one instance, and beyond that instance there is no force at all, something like Big Bang. So now we would like to see this Laplace transform of delta function. Then what will be Laplace transform of delta function? Apply the definition of Laplace transform: 0 to infinity e power minus st delta of t minus a dt. Okay. Now what is the definition of this delta? The definition of the delta is 0 to infinity e power minus st. Delta definition is limiting form of this delta function. Dirac delta is limiting form of delta function, delta epsilon of t minus a dt. And because this limit is on epsilon, this is independent of epsilon, this acts like a constant. I can always bring this constant inside the limit. Therefore 0 to infinity, I can write it as limit epsilon tending to 0 e power minus st delta epsilon of t minus a dt. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to interchange this integral and limit. I'm going to take this limit outside. So this limit epsilon tending to 0 to infinity e power minus st delta epsilon of t minus c dt. Can you identify this integral? What is this integral? 0 to infinity e power minus st delta epsilon of t minus c dt.
Delta function.
This is delta function.
Laplace.
Laplace of
Laplace of
delta epsilon of t minus a. Is that okay? What is Laplace of delta of t minus a? Previously we have seen
E power minus SA by
e power minus as into sin hs epsilon of
by S epsilon.
s epsilon. Whichever is independent of epsilon, bring that outside. E power minus as and s is not containing any epsilon. So e power minus as by s, limit epsilon tending to 0, sin hs epsilon by epsilon. Okay. Now you see, as epsilon tending to 0, sin hs epsilon goes to 0. Denominator is also going to 0. 0 by 0, you can apply. How do you evaluate the limit for 0 by 0 form?
L'Hospital rule.
Apply L'Hospital rule. L'Hospital rule means you have to differentiate numerator and denominator with respect to what? With respect to epsilon, because you are taking the limit over epsilon, right? So this limit epsilon tending to 0, differentiate sin hs epsilon with respect to epsilon. Derivative of sin hs is cos h of s epsilon, and derivative of s epsilon with respect to epsilon is what? Derivative of s epsilon with respect to epsilon is s
S
divided by epsilon derivative with respect to epsilon is 1.
1.
As epsilon tending to 0, this is going to be 1. Cos h0 is 1. ss gets cancelled. So what is remaining? E power minus as. Is it okay? Therefore, what is your conclusion? Therefore, Laplace of delta of t minus a is equal to e power minus as. Okay, and how do we define Laplace of delta of t? We define Laplace of delta of t. We cannot substitute a equal to 0. We cannot substitute a equal to 0. Why? Because I define delta function for a greater than 0. Okay, therefore you have to see this as limiting form of the delta function. Limit a tends to 0, Laplace of delta of t minus a. So as a tends to 0, what is this value?
1.
1. Okay, therefore Laplace of delta of t minus a is e power minus as. Laplace of delta of t is 1. Therefore inverse Laplace